Alright, Assalamualaikum everybody. So today I have promised you all to upload an explanation video for the tutorial exercise I have given you, vertical group structure, Palo, Meranti and Galas. Okay, so let's see what is the question all about. Okay, the following are the statements of financial positions of Palo, Meranti and Galas. Okay, so as you can see here, Palo is the mostly if they are giving you this kind of questions, Palo is obviously is the parent, Meranti is the subsidiary one, and Galas is the subsidiary two. Okay, let's see. Information has given like property, plant, equipment, investment in subsidiary, intangibles. Okay, as you can see, the information is given here. Palo acquired 60% ordinary share of Meranti on 1st January. Okay, so Palo obviously is the parents of the Meranti on the 1st January. Okay, so if you still remember that I've told you and I have teach you about the vertical group structure. Vertical group structure generally is about parent acquire subsidiary 1. And at the same time, subsidiary 1 acquire the subsidiary 2. Okay, let's see. I'm going to illustrate here. Okay, Palo acquire Meranti. Meranti is the subsidiary 1 for 60%. Okay, for 60%. So here, if they are acquiring the subsidiary 60%, obviously the NCI would be 40%. Okay, right. And then this one is the 1st January. 1st January. Meranti, however, acquires 70% ordinary share of Galas. So Meranti acquires subsidiary 2, Galas at 70%. Okay. And then on the same date, both acquisitions has been recorded in a book of Palo and Meranti. And then let's see the information. The goodwill on the acquisition of Meranti suffered impairment loss of 2 million. So here she has the Meranti suffered the impairment loss IL of 2 million ringgit on 31st December. Okay, the non-controlling interest is valued at the partial goodwill method. If you remember, partial goodwill is NCI times with the fair value net asset. So fair value net asset, we need to find fair value net asset. Then we can darab dengan NCI, right? So the questions here require you to calculate the goodwill and bargain purchase on the acquisition of subsidiary. And then you need to prepare a consolidated statement of financial position of Palo. Okay, Palo is the parent. Okay, let's see. So how does the calculation works? Okay. Alright. So this I'm going to show you. Palo acquire Meranti is called as direct acquisition, right? While Palo acquire Galas is indirect. Okay. In this one, Palo and Galas has their own calculation to find its NCI. So if you can see, Palo to Galas equals to 60% times 70%, right? So you will get a 42%. So obviously NCI of Palo to Galas equals to 58%. So you can find the NCI here already. Okay. Alright. So let's see the solution. Okay. First, we need to put, this is the full schedule. I have teach you how to do a full schedule, right? Full schedule is include with the goodwill here. Goodwill, and then you need to add the retained earning for subsidiary 1, subsidiary 2, and parents. Yeah. So that is the full schedule. Okay, this is the full schedule. Right. So first of all, you need to prepare Meranti Berhad punya calculations, okay, to find its goodwill of Meranti Berhad. So how is from the consideration transfer? This formula is still the same. Consideration transfer campur dengan NCI, tolak dengan fair value, net asset, you will get goodwill or bargain purchase. Okay. Goodwill, kalau dapat goodwill masuk ke column goodwill. Kalau dapat bargain purchase masuk ke under group retained earning, which is negative. Alright, so first subsidiary is Meranti. Okay, let's do a schedule for Meranti. So Meranti consideration transfer dia is 72. Where does 72 ni datang? Mana 72 ni datang? So kalau tengok balik tadi dalam SOFP, investment in subsidiary. Okay, investment in subsidiary ni, ni penting. Kalau kita nak cari mana consideration transfer ni, you can find in investment of subsidiary. Okay, so Palu invest to Meranti by 72. Okay, 72 million. So that's why dia terus datang kat sini, 72. It is given in SOFP. Okay, and then NCI dia pula kita tahu iaitu bila parents acquire Meranti, it is 60% controlling interest dia. Tapi non-controlling interest dia adalah 40%. So you put here first 40%. Tapi kita tak boleh darab lagi dengan fair value net asset, because fair value net asset kita kena cari fair value net asset. Tengok fair value net asset kat sini. Okay, so how to find fair value net asset? Macam biasa, ordinary share capital of Meranti. Okay, ordinary share capital of Meranti 80. This one 80 campur dengan retained earnings. Okay, retained earnings on this one on 1 bulan 1 2019. So retained earning ni retained earning BD 20. Kat sini kan ada dua retained earning. Kalau you all faham kat sini, kalau you perasan ada dua retained earning kat sini, tapi you need to know lah the differences between these two retained earning. Retained earning BF is also brought forward lah, ataupun kita panggil BD kan. Retained earning for the year is CD. So this one is 1 January punya, this one is 31st December punya. Okay, so fair value and asset you must find during the acquisition date. Okay, during the acquisition date. So ordinary share capital kita assume dia memang tak tukar, so kita ambil je 80 million ni letak, and then return earning on the 1st January is 20. Okay, so letak saja, tambah macam biasa. Tambah macam biasa, you dapat 100. Okay, bila dapat 100 ni, you tarik atas kat sini. Kan I ada buat nota kan. You tarik sini pula. 2. And then you tarik sini. 3. So, sekejap. Okay. Okay, so you dapat 40% darab dengan 100. You dapat 40 million. So 40 million ni you campur dengan consideration transfer, you will get 112. 112 pula you tolak dengan 100. So you will get either bargain purchase or goodwill. However, in the questions, in the information question, they already stated that Meranti suffered in impairment losses of their intangible. Total to 2 million. So impairment losses tu ibarat macam depreciation for tangible asset. Tapi sebabkan dia intangible, you all dah belajar kan ni kan. So I recap balik yang impairment losses tu ibarat macam depreciation for intangible. Okay, remember that. So, dia kena tolak impairment sebanyak 12 juta kat sini. And then barulah you dapat. Okay, you dapat. No. Impairment dia 2 juta. Okay, 2 juta bukan 12. So, 12 tolak 2 juta, baru you dapat goodwill yang net goodwill. Okay, net amount of goodwill. So, you dapat goodwill ni. Kira dah letak je lah bawah kolom goodwill tu. Okay, tapi you kena make sure NCI yang you dapat tadi, you masukkan dalam group NCI punya column. And the impairment also you need to put under GRE. Because kan I kata tadi, impairment losses is ibarat macam depreciation for tangible asset. While impairment losses is for intangible. So, ini adalah salah satu expenses ya. While reducing the retained earning of the group. Ataupun kita panggil dia macam expenses lah. Okay. Expenses. Alright. Okay, next. Let's see the galas. Okay, this one dah settle. Meranti settle. Dah. Sekarang kita tengok galas. Okay, galas is the indirect, right? Indirect controlling transfer. Indirect CT. Okay, kenapa I kata indirect? Sebab P ni, parents acquire galas is indirectly. So that's why you need to put indirect consideration transfer dekat sini. So, macam I dah pernah cerita sebelum ni, yang bila parents acquire indirectly of the second subsidiary, kita kena anggap yang sebenarnya parents acquire 100% of the amount investment in subsidiary ni. 68 ni sebenarnya 100% parents punya. So that's why you need to put sama je macam nak kira consideration transfer in Meranti, which is 60% darab dengan investment of subsidiary in Meranti punya investment in subsidiary 68. Okay, darab sama, lepas tu the balance is 40. Okay. Alright, this one I dah terang untuk previous video. So, you cari macam biasa. 68 times 60% dapatlah 40.8. And then 68 times 40. This one letak dalam NCI. Okay. Sebab ni ibarat macam ni controlling interest. This one is NCI. Tapi indirectly. You kena faham beza indirectly and direct. Tapi treatment dia sama. Okay. Alright. So, next you need to find the real MCI. Okay. The real NCI. Maknanya direct NCI dia. This one is direct NCI. This one indirect kan. Ni direct lah. Direct NCI. Macam mana dapat 58 ni? 58 ni macam mana dapat? Macam ni. Yang I terangkan tadi. 60 darab dengan 70%. Dapat 42%. That one is direct. Direct. So, indirect, no. NCI, you akan sorry, bukan ni bukan direct. This one is a controlling interest. Controlling interest. So, NCI obviously 58, iaitu 100 tolak 42%. So, you will times with fair value net asset. Tapi fair value net asset ni, you kena KIV dulu because you need to find the fair value of net asset galas on the 1st January. So, macam biasa, ordinary share 60 tambah dengan retained earning. Okay, retained earning on the 1st January. So, you will get total amount transfer kat sini jadi 82. 82 ni, you bawa naik atas. You bawa naik atas. And then, darab macam biasa, pergi ke sini. Okay, lepas tu tambah macam biasa. Tambah, you dapat 88.36. Lepas tu, bila dah dapat tu, tolaklah dengan fair value net asset tu. Tolak, you dapatlah net goodwill. Tapi ni tak ada impairment kan, so kita boleh teruslah dapat goodwill dia. Okay, and then this one, the NCI, you need to transfer that one. Lepas tu sini ada dua NCI lah kat sini. Untuk galas ada dua. Which one? Which is, this is the indirect. This one is direct. You kena faham lah direct and indirect ni. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, next is prepare full schedule kan dia sampai ada retained earning on subsidiary 1, subsidiary 2 and parents. So retained earning on Meranti, when you can see here, retained earning kat sini adalah total retained earning. 24 ni dapat dari mana? Iaitu 20 campur 4. Di mana BD tambah CD punya retained earning. Maknanya sepanjang masa yang dia acquire tu, bila parents sepanjang masa sebelum parents acquire 20. During the year bila parents to acquire the subsidiary is dia dapat earning sebanyak 4 juta. So that's why total dia adalah 24 juta. So 24 juta tu you tolakkan dengan mula-mula parents to acquire sebelum parents to acquire, which is 20 million. This one is 1/1. So kita nak tengok berapa sebenarnya company tu make profit bila they acquire the subsidiary. So you dapat 4. 4 ni you kena bagi antara NCI dengan NCI. So you dapatlah 1.6 dengan 2.4. Okay, and then retained earning ganas pun sama. This one is the total lah. 22 campur dengan 2 million. Dalam Softpi kat sini dalam Softpi. Dia nak tengok berapa sebenarnya parents tu berjaya acquire profit bila dah acquire subsidiary 2 ni. So dia dapat sebanyak 2 juta. Okay, 2 juta ni kenalah kongsi antara NCI and CI. Yeah, this one is CI CI. This one is NCI. Dah column pun NCI kan. Okay, so next is you need to put the parents punya retained earning. Okay, retained earning parents dah given lah in Softpi sebanyak 30 juta. Kalau you tengok sini retained earning parents. Mana retained earning parents? Dah given. Okay, as at total of, oh no. This one also total. Sorry, total ya. This one is the total of, tapi memang ada kat Softpi pun. Total 25 campur 5 juta. This one. Sini. Ni, total ni. Okay. Right. So next, kita boleh tengok bawah. Okay. So you dah dapat dah jawapan kat sini. You dah dapat, you boleh total up. Okay, total up ni I will highlight colour biru untuk you boleh nampak dan you akan boleh post dekat dalam financial position, consolidated financial position. Okay, so I will highlight this one. Serabut sikit tapi tak payah highlight untuk you. 10 you boleh campur dengan 6 street. 6 lepas tu you dapat ni. So amount ni lah you kena masuk dalam Softpi of console. Okay. And then NCI 40 campur dengan tolak 27.2 and then campur dengan ni. And then campur dengan 1.6 and then 1.16 and this one is total. GRE group retained earning is negatif kat sini sebab ada impairment loss. Tambah dengan 2.4, tambah dengan 0.84 dengan 30 and then you dapat amount ni. So apa amount yang I bulat ni, highlight bulat ni, you can transfer in a consolidated statement of financial positions of Palo. Why Palo saja? Sebab dia parents, dia yang kena prepare for another set of accounts. Okay, another set of statement. Alright, so let's see how they posted, how parent posted in a full consolidated statement of financial positions. Alright, as you can see, there is a PPE. PPE ni comprises of parent, Palo, and then apa lagi satu? Meranti and Galo. This one you copy paste saja dalam Softpi So you dapat 134. Lepas tu investment in subsidiary tak perlu tulis kat sini sebab ada adjustment Adjustment, so no need to write the amount. Okay, intangible ni you bolehlah separate, ada goodwill kat situ. Okay, contohlah kalau you lupa, intangible ni, you boleh copy paste balik 5 tambah 4 tambah 7 ni daripada statement. Okay, daripada soalan ni, you boleh intangible 5 tambah 4 tambah 7. 5 tambah 4 tambah 7. You boleh letak je. Tapi contohlah you macam forget nak tambah goodwill, you can tambah another item under non-current asset which is goodwill. And then you letak amount goodwill yang betul-betul yang you dah kira which is 16.36 ni. Okay. And then inventory macam biasa, parents tambah subsidiary 1 and subsidiary 2. Trade receivable pun sama, tak ada perubahan. Copy je balik. And then bill receivable pun sama. Loan to meranti ni. Loan to meranti ni you tulis je. Tapi you tak payah nak tulis amount je. Sebab ni adalah intercompany debt. So intercompany debt ni bermaksud apa-apa kena-mengena dengan contoh parents and meranti. Tapi galas tak ada kena-mengena pun. So you don't need to put in the statement ni. Sebab statement console ni is combinations of the three company yang kena-mengena each other. Kalau macam ni meranti ni kena-mengena dengan paguh je kan. So tak payah nak tulis dekat sini. So it will be zero amount. And then bank pun sama, you kena tambah balik. Tambah and then total up. Total up you akan dapat 237, 36. And then under equity, ordinary share ni, remember you need to put parent only. Okay. Parent only saja, tak payah letak subsidiary apa semua. Sebab ordinary share subsidiary tadi pun dah kita adjust kat atas ni kan. Dah ada tolak dah kat sini kan. Buat apa nak letak dekat bawah ni? Maknanya ordinary share untuk subsidiary both tu dah hilang. Okay. So tak payah nak letak dalam consolidated statement dah. Sebab dah adjust dah amount tu. Buat apa you nak letak dalam consolidated statement? Cuma parent saja tak usik kan. So you kena letak dekat consolidated statement. And then GRE you ambil daripada schedule which is 31.24 ni. Okay. And then non-controlling interest is under equity. You ambil total yang you dah kira tadi. Okay. Alright. And term loan. Term loan ni dia tak mention kan dari siapa ke siapa. So you anggap maknanya semua ada loan. So you copy paste balik. Tambah semua dalam SOFP yang diberi tadi. And then ada current liability, ada trade payable. Tambah balik semua-semua tu. Loan from Pago. Ni sama je macam ni. Macam loan to meranti ni. Maknanya this is intercompany debt. So dia tak ada kena-mengena dengan company yang lain kan. So tak payah nak tulis dekat dalam ni. Dia punya amount berapa. Right. Bills payable. Tengok balik lah. Bills payable dia berapa tadi. 1 tambah 3. Okay. Kalau dia tak mention untuk siapa, tulis. Kalau dia mention tu tak payah. Okay. And then you dapat total equity. So bila you kira, you dapat balance. Betul lah tu jawapan you. Okay. Tapi tak semestinya kalau balance tu betul. Right. So I think that's all. Make sure ada apa-apa nak tanya, terus tanya I. Okay. So itu saja for today and Assalamualaikum.